Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucy May Finnegan. If you are new here, then hi, hello, nice to meet you. And if you are back and have been able to watch my previous videos, then thank you so much for your support. It means a lot. So today is kind of a much requested video through my Instagram, which is right here. And I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial of an everyday look. So this isn't a look that I would go out in at a night time. It's not full glam. It's kind of just an everyday weekends, going out with my friends, seeing my family, kind of natural glowy look. This is not something I would wear to work either. This is not an everyday workwear look, because when I go to work I literally just slap on whatever I can find, if anything, and run out of the house. So this is more of a weekend vibe. So yeah, let's get started. So first things first, I've washed my face. I have cleansed, toned and moisturized, which is the current state of it now. I don't use a primer. I never have done. It just doesn't, I don't know what it is. I feel like it makes me look so greasy. I can never find a primer that really works for me, and sometimes just a foundation works. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with my foundation, and I'm going to use the NARS Sheer Glow, which I know is a very popular one. I never used to use this, and then my sister was out with me and I needed foundation, so I used hers, and I was like, whoa, okay, I need to get this back in my makeup bag. And I'm using the shade Barcelona. I'll link everything in the descriptions below so you guys can shop it if you're interested. And I'm just going to apply this with my beauty blender, which is looking a bit dirty at the moment. I maybe should have cleaned all of these before I started. But yeah, I just go straight on with no primer or anything. I put some of this on the back of my hand. This shade's probably going to be a bit dark for me at the moment because I'm super pale. So yeah, just ignore that bit. I'm also looking down here because, oh, you can see it. I have a mirror. Okay, so I literally just go in by tapping this, I'm quite firm with it. I do my mom's makeup sometimes, and she's like, Lucy, why are you pressing so hard? And I don't know why I literally press it into my face so hard. I feel like maybe it's, I basically have no reason why I'm doing it. But yeah, so once I've gone in with quite an even layer of the foundation, again a thin layer, not too thick, just for, you know, an everyday look, keep it nice and light. I'm then going to go in with my concealer. Concealer is the one thing in my makeup bag I always need, because I get really bad under eye circles, but I don't color correct because I don't really know why. I just never have done, so I've always just stuck to concealer. And this has been my go-to for years. It's the MAC NC15 Studio Finish Concealer. And I've used it since I was literally since I started using makeup. And I just find it's very good coverage for me and my dark eyes. So I'm going to use this. And all you makeup people are probably going to kill me. But I take the same beauty blender and I just dab it in at the end. I go like this. I twist it. Pretty gross, mixing all of this, but that's just how I do it. And then once I've gone in with my concealer underneath my eyes, I use the excess concealer that is on my beauty blender, and I just go up and down my nose and on my forehead, all the places that you would with a proper contour technique. But obviously for an everyday look where I'm just going out in the day, I don't contour excessively in that sense, and I have no reason for not doing that. I just don't really feel the need, I guess. And another bit of concealer I'm going to add to my face is the Kevyn Aucoin. What is the name of this? The Sensual Skin Enhancer. So this thing right here is the thickest makeup product I've ever used. It's literally paint. Like, it's paint. It's so thick, and you literally need the smallest amount to cover whatever you're trying to cover. So after I've applied my MAC, I literally take my beauty blender again and dab it in the Kevyn Aucoin, and I'm telling you, this is literally all you need, probably for both eyes. I've had this for probably, I think I've had this for like 9 months now, and I still have so much left because you need the tiniest amount. The price point of this is more expensive than your normal makeup products, but the only thing I'd say is that it lasts so long because you need to use the tiniest bit. So I literally take this Kevyn Aucoin and I put it lower down, so I don't go close up to my eye and tear duct. I keep it quite low, like on the top of my cheek. And my foundation and my two go-to concealers, I'm now going to just powder. So I don't really bake because my skin goes really dry and I feel like it looks quite cakey. So I'll show you what I do. I use the go-to Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I literally just get a beauty blender. This beauty blender is only for powders. I don't mix it with anything else. I just have a beauty blender specifically for that, and I just put it in the tip. That's quite a lot, Lucy. Like, I don't like to put too much in my skin because I feel like my skin just takes it all in and then it looks a bit cakey, I guess. And I literally, like, really quickly move it around my face. So this is now my foundation, concealer and powder done. So I'm a bit torn on what to do now because I don't really know where I want to go with this one. So I'm going to do two different things. I'm going to just use a contour stick very quickly just for my nose, and I'm just going to show you what to do. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible Loungewear Shaping Stick. I said loungewear. I definitely didn't mean loungewear. I meant long wear. I can't see, sorry, I'm blind. So this is a contour stick that I picked up so randomly. I literally was walking past Boots and I was like, I want to just go and check it out, and I saw it and I was like, I'm going to try it, and now I always use it. And for my nose, I literally take a Bobbi Brown brush, which looks like this. So this is the first brush I've used in the whole routine. It just says Bobbi Brown Ultra Fine Eyeliner. It's an eyeliner brush, but I didn't use it for that. So I literally put a bit of product on the brush, and I'm gonna have to bring the mirror closer for this. I literally like almost for the rest of my face for contouring and powders. I'm not going to use that stick. I think I'd use that stick more in a nighttime than a daytime, but I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. This one is my go-to. This is a Real Techniques brush. Again, it's all worn off. I'm very unhelpful. It's a Real Techniques brush, and I use this literally for all my bronzing. And now I'm stuck because I don't know what product to use. My go-to for bronzing is the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel, actually, and I love this as well. I'm going to say this wrong as well. It's all these French pronunciation is not my strength. It's the Guerlain Terracotta Contour and Glow Palette. I love this. So these two are my favorites, but then I also have another two that are my favorites, and that is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep Powder, which I also love, and also this Effing Cosmetics contour palette, which I also love. So I'm not really sure what I want to use on this tutorial, but I'm going to just go with my heart and I'm going to use the Chanel. I recently picked this up in the airport. I never used it before and I heard so much good stuff, so I picked it up. But it's quite an interesting consistency. It's quite like dense and creamy. It's not like a light powder, so I kind of tap my brush rather than zhuzhing it around. I just kind of do this. Always blow off any excess. this wrong, aren't I don't know if you say Guerlain, someone can correct me. And I'm just going to take these 2 shades right here. I just go across because they're so nice. This one has a bit of a peachy tone to it, I don't know if you can see, and the one on the left hand side is a lot more darker, but together, mixed together, they're so nice. So I've now done all my bronzing, foundation, concealer, powder. I am going to highlight, of course, with like a little bit of glow. And for my highlighter, I'm going to use the Doll Beauty Shine Bright and Like a Diamond. I was gonna say concealers, they're not concealers, bronzers. Now I made a schoolgirl error because normally I'd use a setting spray to wet my brush to dip my highlight in and pop it in my face because it comes on a lot more pigmented, but I just ran out of setting spray, which is so annoying, so I can't really do that in today's video, but normally I would do. I feel like I've got hair on my face. But I use a Morphe brush. This is Morphe R36. Literally such a good brush, I use it all the time. And I actually use this shade more than this one because I find like this one's more gold and gives you more of like a golden glow rather than like iridescent light shine. So I literally just pop it in the golden one, which I believe is Shine Bright. Yeah, I believe this one is called Shine Bright. And I smile. So that's all I use for highlighter. And then this is my little go-to gem here. It's called Gold Deposit and it's mineralized skin finish by MAC. And I literally just get a huge fluffy brush like this. This is the brand that I'm using here is called MSQD powder, masked powder. I think that's how you say it. I don't really know, but I just take a big swirl of it, knock all the excess off because it's a day look, so I don't want to be too glowy, and then I just mix basically everything I've put on my face. Let's just talk about blushes really quickly. I don't use blusher that often because I don't think it suits me, but I love a blush look. I love it when a cheek is a bit more pinky. I just think it's such a lovely tone. So for today's video, I'm going to put some on, just a tiny bit. You probably won't even see too much difference, but I'm going to use the Collection Soft Glow blush, which is in shade 2, which is called Bashful. I think it's like £2 from Superdrug. It's super cheap. I literally have a mixture of all sorts of products in my makeup bag. I do like to use high-end ones, and I also like to use really freaking cheap ones. Like whatever's best is what works for me. So I'm going to use another masked blusher brush. It's just like a one that looks like this, and I'm literally going to put the tiniest amount on the end of my brush, and more time I'm actually going to knock most of it off because I'm just not a blusher girl. But I'm going to kind of put it on the apple of my cheek and work my way up. Can you see any difference? I literally use the tiniest amount, so I can't even see if you can see much difference, but I just think it warms your face a little bit. So that's the whole of my base done. Everything. I won't put anything else on my base now. That's kind of the face part of the tutorial done, and I'm now going to move on to my eyes. And I'm trying to cut long story short, I don't really do anything with my eyebrows because I had them laminated at We Are Mimi, which is a salon in Worcester, and I really recommend it. And since since I've had them laminated, I literally have to do nothing. So all I'm going to do is take a spoolie and I'm going to brush my hairs upwards again. They're already standing up, but I just like to, you know, make them stand a bit taller and higher. I'm really living for a fluffy eyebrow look at the moment. I just think it's so sick. Like not super neat, not intact with each other, just hairs flying everywhere. So I'm going to use it's an Eyelure one, and I picked it up randomly and I love it. I've used so much of it, and it's just a pencil for shading, and I don't know the colour of it because I've used it all and it's not on here. But basically I'm just going to put a little bit of more darkness from here and building it up. Then I'm just going to take a NYX just dropped down my leg, brow gel, and this is in the shade Espresso, and it's just a literal like mascara looking brush with some product on it. It's called Tinted Brow Mascara, and I literally just brush it through my brushes, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. So as I'm doing a daytime look, I'm really not going to carve out or conceal anything on my eyelid, just because we're in the day. I'm not really worried about doing that. If it was on a nighttime, I'm going to carve it and I'm going to make it look all pretty, but for now I'm just going to leave it. I can see I've got a bit of creasing, so I am just going to put a bit more powder on my eyelid just to make sure it doesn't crease, because we don't want that. So I'm just going to go back in with my translucent powder and a Real Techniques brush, which is called, just as a concealer brush, it's just like a fluffy brush like this. I know I use the wrong brushes for the wrong things and the right things, but I just kind of use what's working. And now I'm going to put a bit of shadow on, because we love a bit of shadow, don't we? And I'm going to use the Huda Warm Brown Obsessions palette. I love this so much. It's all the right colours that I need for my eyes. I have blue eyes, so I like to use a lot of like bronzy golden tones, and sometimes a little bit of like a reddy tone, like this one up here I like using. And also this one is really cute as well. It's like a peach. It's really nice. So I'm just going to go in with, I don't have the names on here, but I'm going to take the two kind of neutral bronzy shades and just dab it in. I'm using a Morphe brush, MB13, just a, oh, you couldn't really see that, could you? A fluffy brush, and I'm just going to really lightly press this all on my eye, all on my eyelid. Just up there, that's it. I've actually put a bit much on. I necessarily wouldn't wear this much, but we move. So literally just put it all over my eyelid so it's nice and warm, and obviously do the same on the other side. And that's it for that kind of base color. And I now don't know what to do, because I don't know if I should use my peachy tones and going with a little bit of that. I'm deciding that that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use the same brush and go in with this peachy tone down here and literally just put it on the lid of my eye. There on my eye, and then I'm going to take this freaking genius product, which is from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the Bella Sophia eye palette, and it's amazing if you have blue eyes. Ladies, if you have blue eyes, please go out and purchase this. It's a godsend. And I'm going to use just this shade today, so I don't know if you can see that there, but it's like a really nice golden glowy pigmented piece of art. Like, it's so nice. And I'm going to take my finger. I would always recommend taking your finger to apply this product, because when you use a brush, the brush seems to take most of the product, and then when you put it on your eyelid, there's nothing there. So literally just take a bit on your finger and just pat it got that word wrong, didn't I? Pat it all over your eyelid. I'm then just going to take another fluffy brush, the Real Techniques one again, actually this is, and I'm going to just go back in with the same highlighter that I used on my cheeks, which is this one here from Doll Beauty. And I'm just going to make sure that the top and the arch of my eye is highlighted, and I'm going to put a bit on my tear duct as well to make that bit shine. And so now we've done the top of my eyes, I'm going to go on to the bottom of my eyes. I personally have quite small eyes, I think, and I feel like when I put product on the top and not on the bottom, it's so uneven and it makes my eyes look smaller. So I always put product underneath my eye just to make my eye look larger. And for that, come on, where is this brush? So I just use a little brush like this, and I'm just going to pop it underneath my eye just to make sure that it's balanced with the top. So I'm going to go back in with the Huda palette. I'm going to pick up these 3 shades. I literally do this. Well, you can't see, sorry. These 3 shades, blow off any excess, and I'm literally putting it underneath the base of my eye. And then of course, like if I'm doing a darker eye for a nighttime or something, I'll pick up colours that are a lot more darker and use it into like a smoky look. But for the daytime, not necessary. And also I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking I'm wearing quite a lot for a daytime. But let's turn this into daytime with the girls, shopping, going out for drinks maybe, some lunch. So we're going a bit heavier. And I'm now going to take my holy grail of all holy grailness, which is the Teddy, I'm lost for words today, Teddy Eyeliner Lucy. And it's by MAC, and if you have blue eyes, go and get the Charlotte Tilbury palette and go and get this because it's incredible. And I like to just put it in my waterline, drag it out a little bit, and then into my tear duct because it makes your eyes pop. So now I've used all my eyeliners and eyeshadows, I'm now going to do some mascara. So normally I do wear eyelash extensions, the individual ones, but last year I literally had them for the whole year, infill after infill after infill, and I just needed a break. So I think it was just before Christmas, my set fell off and I said no, don't get another one. So I've now let my eyelashes grow back through, and I'm going to use 2 different mascaras to bring them out now. So the first one I use is the L'Oreal Telescopic False Lash. Oh, didn't drop on the floor. And that's in shade Magnetic Black. Be careful if you go and purchase this from a drugstore because they have a brown one and like they look exactly the same, and you just have to check the label to make sure it's the right one, and they put them in the same place. So I've picked up the brown one so many times, so just make sure that you get the Magnetic Black. And I'm just going to bring this a bit closer. With the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes mascara. You can't see it there, but again, don't worry, I'll link everything in the description below. And this is called, well, it says volume 2. I think they had another one, but I picked up this one. And it's a very different style of brush. It's more clumpy, it's thicker, it picks up a lot of products. And I literally just really quickly kind of go over everything, and it just makes it look more dramatic. So that is my whole eyes done. I've done my eyeshadows, eyeliners and mascara. So we're almost there, Now I'm going to move on to my lips, and I get so many questions on my lips sticks. Gotta get my words out. I get so many questions on what I use on my lips. So what I'm going to use today is what I have been using for the past couple of weeks, what you'll probably see on my Instagram, and I'll use the combo now. So Charlotte Tilbury, thank you so much for making lip liners that just glide on your lips so effortlessly and nicely. So I've got two Lip Cheat lip liners from Charlotte Tilbury. One is in the shade Pillow Talk and one is in the shade Hot Gossip. So you can see the colours here, they're both quite a pinky nude. One is darker than the other. So I'm going to use Pillow Talk first. What's interesting is that previously I never used pink on my lips. I'd always go for a brownie nude. But this Pillow Talk lip liner is so nice. And again, it really goes with blue eyes when you put like a brown on your eye. I'm going to take a brush and clean it up because I'm conscious it is very messy and I like a very neat sharp line here. So this is a Eco Tools brush. I literally have had this years and it's my little flat angled concealer brush, and here I like to use this to just sharpen up the edges of my lip going down the side. So I'm going to use my MAC concealer again and I just pop the edges in and here. I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Pillow Talk. This is quite dark for me personally. I wear a very light lip, but I'll explain what I'm going to do. So I just really use my go-to, which is the NYX Matte Lip Cream in shade Cairo, and this is really light, so I wouldn't use this on my lips with nothing underneath it. I use it on top of my darker lip to then neutralize it because it's really light. So this is now the finished look. I just took a couple minutes off camera just fixing some bits that I didn't feel were blended and making sure that everything looks okay. So yeah, this is it. I hope that was semi-helpful and gave you guys some ideas of different makeups that you could try. Sorry, I feel like I didn't really know what I was talking about half the time. As I said, this is just what works for me. I know techniques were probably awful and I'm not doing the right thing, but these are the products that I really like to use and I think work for my skin, colour of my eyes, my lips, etc. So again, I will link everything down below so you can see all the products that I've used and go and purchase them if that's something that you'd like to do. So yes, I think I'll stop talking now. One last thing I did want to say is that I know I said earlier in the video that I ran out of setting spray. I would now set my face with my spray, but I don't have it and I ran out, so I'm probably going to go and get some now and make sure that I have it for the next video. Let me know what else you'd like to see in the comments box makeup related, whether you'd like me to do a nighttime look or just one whole video all on the different lip combos I like to use or eyes, whatever. I'm really happy to do. So yes, once again, thank you for watching if you've made it to the end, and please like, share, subscribe, comment. Anything you can do to support me is much appreciated. So yeah, have a good day everyone.